Yeah, so I got the machine. It's pretty cool. It's really cool, actually. And it's getting colder out there, so, I'm indoors playing with it. And I'm thinking, like, this is kind of innovative. And of course, this channel strip on top of here, or not channel strip, but this drum sequencer on top of here, that's just a rolling device action, right? So I guess the TR-1000 is getting mad because that's just what they did. But it really has a microphone tied to it, And I'm thinking, like, what are they going to do next? Like, I see the MPCX going that far, right? Okay, that makes sense to me. Or even further if they have to. But the other devices, I'm not too sure. So you can see here, the icon evolves. It has been the leader of the pack. It's very cool too, showing no matter what, it's multicultural. And here you go, right here as well. Unbelievable, fast, undeniable, slick. Okay, great. Now this here, of course, as you can see, besides the gold watch and the, well, it could be fake gold. It could be whatever is there. You see it's hitting just the edges. Now that I've been doing, and I'm finally getting better at hitting the edges only. So it is helping me get my hand-eye coordination together. But obviously this is kind of like a little bit different than it used to be. And you've got to remember where to slide your finger at. But on a smaller device like the MPC1, it'll probably work. MPCe 37 will probably work. But this is like new tech. If you're going to buy the machine, I don't blame you for buying it. I wouldn't mind getting this thing used. Actually, cut the cost down. And with Christmas coming up on stuff, it's cool. So you undeniably blah, 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 blah. Here's the man. But I want to go down here. These features on an MPC1 or an MPCe 37 would be kind of awesome. Particularly these pads. See how he's touching those pads? Like we saw the other guy doing? That's just so unique. And here, this sequencer. This is actually just a Roland system. That one piece right there is how Roland became famous, by having this drum sequencer. They placed it on top of an MPC, a challenge to Roland, obviously, and Roland fights back with a TR-1000. The clip launch. Nothing new here. This is just simply Ableton Live, right? Just a different way of doing it, but it's a clip launch. No doubt they have a partnership with them in some way, but let's say partnership, but they do offer a free, light which anybody can get, but they're showing that they're trying to be friendly. And of course, the touch strip. Now, I don't think the touch strip is not going to be, I think, on the MP. But, you don't know. I'm here thinking, like, I'm looking at this thing now, and I'm thinking, before I'm thinking no, and now I'm thinking yes. I've got that on my machine, and when you actually put your hand over it and don't touch it, it will actually change something, whatever parameter you set for that to actually attenuate to your system. To change that particular parameter, it could be sustain, or it could be even volume, or some sort of effect. And when you do that, it actually changes. So be careful. I turn mine off until I'm ready to use it. Next, this is awesome right here. To be able to take 24 channels out of your MPC and go to any software is great. That means you can walk up into any studio. It could be big time. You can have a deal, something, do a film score, doing commercials, whatever you're doing, it can be done live, even in a club somewhere. Pack it up, send the audio outputs out, get all 24 of these tracks going in the system, and you're on. I mean, it's really on. The built-in microphone. Can they put this in an MPC 1 Plus or an MPCe 37? Now that would be innovative. But here's the problem though. You can't keep doing that. I mean, if you look at how Apple works, they make a phone, but not going to give you everything in one phone, even a computer. They take some stuff out and you inch your way up. If you got the money, hey, you can just buy this one. So I don't know if they're actually going to do it, but we will see. Yo, now this is not, or these are not actually real. Obviously, I'm chopping stuff up and putting it in there, but the concept is like, is it possible and why would they do it? I don't even see them doing it unless they make it maybe 4-core processor. I don't know, but okay, 8 gigabytes of RAM. I don't know, you know? That's a lot of RAM for these small machines, but I'm not saying it's a lot of RAM. Really, it just means that you would be less likely to buy an MPC Live 2 if these devices came with such great features. Now, I see the keyboard going to the next level. You know, that keyboard you had, the Casio. I had a Casio like this, and that Casio was kind of cool. The Casio had speakers on the side. I just started doing stuff. Oh, I got that. This is like years ago. It's like 30 years ago. Wow, a long time ago. That's a real long time ago. More than that. Anyway, I had one of those, and it was fun to play with. And I can imagine having speakers on your MPC Key 37 and be like, oh, that's cool. You can make a beat and then get a microphone on there. Oh, God. And you get some singers coming over and you're a keyboard player. Man, you got a studio right there in your system. I wouldn't be mad at them. If they made that, that's kind of dope. I would feel that. Now, an MPC 1 Plus with speakers on it, I don't think so. Or even a microphone on there. Possibly. Now, here I just put in that top layer on top you see right here. I applied this one right here, right? And of course, I put these pads on here to give it that kind of MPCe pad system feel. But, you know, it's all about this concept of whether this is at all possible. And so the price of that currently is like $699. Perceived. And so this might be $1,000. That could be $400 more tied to it. Now, currently, the other ones they have are still out there, and they're still, you know, in the system. And they probably have made a bunch of them prior to the tariff king bringing in the tariffs, and then we're going to have a deal with rising prices. So they probably made a bunch of those first, and then filled the whole system up with that. Because remember, Kai has a store inside of Amazon. Amazon's in about 28 countries. And they're selling those things like hotcakes. So don't think like just because you're in America or the country you're in, that's crazy. Because here in Tokyo, it's popular. Anywhere else, in Korea, I mean, that's K-pop land. You know there are guys who are like 12 years old to 18 years old who are trying to become successful in the music biz and want this thing. And come on, China's got 1.5 billion people. How many do you think are musicians? How many of them do you think? How many of them do you think are trying to make a film score? Are just really great musicians who go to these fascinating schools and do all kinds of stuff, not just film scores, commercials, whatever needs music, they may just generate it quickly. Now, not everybody's going to go the AI way. The truth about music is it's a feeling, a touch on how the music appeals to you. Now, AI, okay, it's AI, but AI means it's copying humans. So when you're copying humans, you just don't actually go ahead of them. You gotta think like you're gonna be innovative. Here's the real concept. Back in 1900s, beginning 1900s, these guys want to fly into the air. They got an airplane, okay? And so that concept to a computer back then would have been like, that's impossible. They probably could draw the whole thing up, but how's it gonna work? And no one knows till some guy and his brother, Orville, goes like, hey, let's try that. They get on it and it flies in the air. And the concept works because someone tried it, and it's a human idea of going out and experimenting with it and see if others like it. That's what music's about. That's what the blues is about. That's what jazz is about. That's what hip-hop's about. You know, rock and roll's about that. You got to be with a couple of guys in a band in a room and just hitting music, and everybody hates it, but you love it. And that's the difference in AI and the idea of creating stuff. So don't think that way. Think in terms of you're going to make something that works, and these devices are going to work. But the real concept here is that, will this be feasible for a guy to create this? And AI can't do this for you. You're going to play it yourself and create your music, and that is what's so cool about these devices going in this direction, is that they're taken from one other person, like from the TR system where they have this drum sequencer, a microphone, which no one actually has on a device like these at all. And these pads, these MPE pads, that was Roger Lynn Instrument idea years ago. It's got to be like 30, 40 years ago, man. Well, Roger Lynn's the man. And anyway, this concept works. I think they're going to do it. Don't know when, But I think eventually it has to go that far. But look, there's no need to rush. You can buy the MPC Live 2, and you know someone's going to be like, I can't keep this, I can't afford this, or I got to give it up. I'm going to get the MPCe. I'm going to sell my MPC Live 3. I'm going to get the 2. You know, when the 3 came out, it just opened the door up for everything else to get even better. And other companies will try to copy. You know how that is. You put a TV show out that's about doctors, someone's going to copy it. If it becomes a hit, everything someone copies, I don't care what it is. It could be toothpaste. So that's going to happen. But I do believe that the MPC Key 37 is the ideal one to do it on first. Anyway, hit me up. Write down below what you think. Let me know. I'm here. I'm working on my new all-inclusive MPC Live 3 video. It's long. It's crazy. You know how I do videos. But when you watch that video, it's going to be a manual. I'll see you in a few. Hit me up. Oh, yeah. You got to subscribe. Help me out. It's cold outside.